President Uhuru Kenyatta was among panelists in the UNCTAD High Level plenary earlier today. The president contributed to the discussion on strategies by African countries in poverty alleviation. The session now ongoing, and here are some of the highlights of the discussions that took place in the morning session.
Poverty, marginalization, inequality was a result of lack of openness, accountability, and transparency on the part of African countries. Over the last 15, 20 years, this continent has changed. Democracy is deeply embedded in most of Africa. Governments are becoming more accountable and more transparent. Civil society is having a much greater and open role. Our budgets are open. And we are beginning to implement, through domestic mobilization of domestic resources, our respective national agendas.
I would agree with President Kenyatta when he says, how do you transform this into a reality? How do you change this in practice on the ground? And the first thing I would say is avoid simple narratives. Development is not the fruit of one or two things. It's not liberalize and then you develop, or set up a democracy and then you develop. Introduce transparency and then you develop. No, development is hard work. It's very hard work.
I want your feedback on this particular issue, the way the system works and the need perhaps for transformation. What's your take on that?
The last three Chief Executive Boards meeting of the United Nations have been grappling with how do we find coherence in the roles we play, synergies to avoid duplication of what we do, cut down cost and maximize the use of limited resources, and how do we become relevant to the pursuit of a shared agenda, the global agenda 2030. So to a large extent, we are trying to lead the talk. We're trying to be responsive to the challenge of becoming fit for purpose. But again, we are a membership-driven organization. The membership must also have a shared sense that they will mobilize the resources to walk the talk as well.